Blisteringly hot take incoming. The Atlanta Hawks kinda suck right now. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Glenwood Games. I'm your host, Jojo, and today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks coming out of the All-Star break and how we can turn a mediocre season around and the free ways that's going to be happening. But before we do that, make sure to do all the annoying YouTuber things, subscribe, like, leave a comment talking about how much you hate the Chicago Bulls or whatever's on your mind today, and give me that lovely algorithmic engagement so I can finally get on ESPN and tell Stephen A. Smith how annoying I find him in person. Now, the Hawks are sitting at 26-30 going into the post-All-Star break part of the season, and things aren't looking too hot, honestly, in Atlanta. We're coming off a couple of losses, including some big losses to the Charlotte Hornets that have lost us the tiebreaker against them. We're barely holding on to the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference, and we look doomed to what we in the biz call the Chicago, Miami, Atlanta Invitational Series, otherwise known as the SoFi Play-In Tournament. But enough of that good old-fashioned Atlanta sports negativity. Let's talk about some positives that the Hawks must be able to capitalize on or create in order to get better going into this end of the season and hopefully make a run to those playoffs. Let's start with the newest Hawk. Let's start with Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga was traded to us by the Golden State Warriors as part of the whole Kristaps Porzingis deal, and honestly, he has to come in here and he has to want all of the smoke. We need Jonathan Kuminga dropping 25 points a game. We need him to come in and play like he's never going to play another game of basketball and really just be a big force. He needs to be able to get some rebounds. He needs to be able to help assist. I think that if he can come in and maybe help the likes of Zachary Richichet get some better shots, if he can be just another creator of shots, another offensive weapon, seeing as the Hawks seem to have gone all in on the offense and sort of ignored the defense. We're getting to that. We have to have enough of those big-time shots creators and consistent scorers to prevent runs like those third quarters we've been having where we score like 9 points. So yes, Kuminga has to come in and just be LeBron James 2016 form come back to us. Nextly, and I'd say the most important thing the Hawks can do is find any kind of defensive identity, because Atlanta has not been playing great defense so far this year. If you've been watching the Hawks, you've been seeing us get torched on defense for a lot of the year. Have these little runs where it's looking better, but then just fall apart again and let the Hornets run all over us, and that's not helped by Quinn Snyder's god-awful rotations and coaching, and there's probably a fire Quinn Snyder video coming from me soon because I'm very firmly in that camp at this point. But and that defensive identity of any sort of physicality, Dyson Daniels really needs to step up. We need to have Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander step up. We need to have everybody, really. We need to see everyone do their part, and this is a very cliched thing, but we just need to play complete defense for the entire game, because I've been seeing games, you probably remember that Bulls game in December where the Bulls had like 80 points on us in the first half. That sort of thing cannot happen if we want to make a genuine playoff run and be a contender in the East or even in the play-in tournament. So a defensive identity is desperately needed in Atlanta. Finally, and this is the most immediate thing we can do in my opinion, we have to take advantage of the schedule that is right in front of us, especially in the rest of February. As of time of recording, it is Wednesday the 18th, and when this video goes up, it'll probably be Thursday the 19th, when we will be playing the Philadelphia 76ers in Philadelphia at 7, and that's going to be a hard game, but that is followed by a homestand facing Miami, Brooklyn, and Washington twice, and then the Portland Trail Blazers starting March. So a really good homestand against some weaker teams, and Atlanta has struggled enormously with consistency of beating teams that we should be able to beat, but we desperately need to be able to have a successful homestand. Because think about this, if we beat Philadelphia, I see no reason why we cannot win all of those games against Miami, Brooklyn, and Washington, or at least 3 of the 4 of them. Supposing we win 3 of the 4 games in the February homestand, and let's say we beat the Trailblazers as well, that would put us at 4 and that would put us at 4-1 the rest of our games, which would make us 30 and 31, I believe, in going into March with a very soft schedule against a lot of below average teams, or my math's probably wrong in that one, so don't yell at me if I'm off by one. But the point is, we have a very easy schedule going into the rest of February and going into early March, and we must be able to capitalize on that to claw our way back to 500 and to be able to keep our hold on our seeding and possibly get up, because it looks like we're probably going to need the likes of a, let's call it 42, 43 win season to get that 7th or 6th seed, which is, I think, ultimately the ceiling for this Hawks team as it stands right now. But ultimately, I think there's a lot of optimism to be had for the Hawks. We are only 26 and 30. There's a lot of games left. There's a lot of talent on this roster. And I just want to see one of my bird teams from Atlanta have some sort of success. Even a win or two in the play-in would feel nice, because we had such high hopes going into the season, and I would hate for it to sort of bottom out in the later part of the season. So I genuinely think this is a 42-43 win team, at least talent-wise. We have some big holes, especially defensively, especially at center. That being said, Onyeka Okongwu in his like Bane from Dark Knight Returns mask has been my favorite part of the season so far. Let me know below. Do you think the Hawks have it in them to make a run to get back to 500 and maybe even compete for a lower playoff seeding in the East? Let me know all that below, and make sure to do, all the things. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, put notifications on, send this video to your favorite Hawks loving friend, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Glenwood Games. I'm your host, Jojo. Thank you so much for watching, and go Hawks. Peace out.